Okay, so we're going to talk about important dates, rule changes, perception, the questions that we talked about. Feel free to do that. And then remember the survey you'll get right after this. If you would please answer that and send it back to us so we can make this even a better experience. So off we go, I think. Yep. Okay, so the important dates. The first one was August 1st of 2023. That was the date the state would no longer approve games that didn't meet the new standards. July 1st, 2024, that'll be the first new rule change. Manufacturers are limited to 25% revenue share. This is a huge benefit to charities all across Minnesota. It'll save us thousands and thousands of dollars that'll go directly to your bottom line. So a very positive change. January 1st, 2025, under current rule, that's when all the games on the devices must meet the new standards. What does that mean? That means that the open all feature is going to be gone. There will be no longer bonus features as we know them, and there will be no free plays allowed. All the games, and it's very important because there's been a lot of miscommunication or misunderstanding about this, all the games that are on the devices now can stay on the devices until December 31st, 2024. So any game that you're playing right now, you can keep on there until 2024. We talked a little bit about the rule change of July 1st, the revenue share, dropping it down to 25%. On the left, if you can see, if your taxes are at 36%, it goes down to 34.5%. This is based on $100,000 gross play at an 85%. So you can see this, that you're going to save between $475 and $1,100 a month, depending on what your current revenue share is. Like I said, great win for the charities. Perception is reality. This is really what concerns me the most and the reason that I wanted to do this Zoom. No one is happy about the changes that are coming on Etabs, including 3Diamond, but we are approaching with a positive mindset. My concern is if we constantly talk about how bad things are going to be, they will be bad. Perception is reality. I know that Allied Charities, EGG, and Protect Our Charities are working very hard to get some of these rules turned back. We highly support that. We hope it happens. But in the meantime, we have to prepare. And our goal is to have the most innovative games allowed by January 1st, 2025. I don't see any advantage to going out and tell people that the games are not going to be any good. Nobody, to my knowledge, has seen what a new game looks like, what changes are going to be made. So I just think that we just need to wait and see when the manufacturers come out with games before we make any judgment, good or bad. There's been a lot of clutter and chatter out there about, bar talk about what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. Everybody has an opinion. We're trying to separate the fiction from the fact here. So one of them that we hear, my sales reps hear every day, is that the Booty Chaser Bingo is going to go away. There's nothing in the new rules that would affect Booty Chaser Bingo. We have contacted the Gambling Control Board. They have assured us that that is not going to happen. There will be no changes. So that we can just put to bed right now that that's not going to be a problem. Another one, some people say the new games aren't going to appeal to customers, which will make sales drop drastically. Other people say the new rules won't affect play at all. The truth is we don't know. We don't know if it's going to have a positive effect or a negative effect, or what the effect will be. Our job, along with the manufacturers, is to create games that appeal to customers under the new set of rules. We are confident that we can do that. Nobody likes change. We wish as much as anybody else that the rules didn't change. We hope as much as anybody else that the rules go back to the way they were, but we're not going to sit here until January and then all of a sudden be in a situation where we have to act within, several weeks. So this is something we're taking very seriously, working with our manufacturers every day, for sure weekly, about thinking outside the box and how can we make these games appeal. We're confident that we can do that. Another one is that we've heard a lot of complaints that the charities didn't get anything under the new rules. Though we didn't get everything that we wanted, the new rules did reduce the manufacturer's revenue share, which is a huge deal, and reduce taxes. For example, if you're paying 31% for Etabs and are in the 36% tax bracket, you will save 7.5% of your gross profit directly to your bottom line. Again, it's not everything we wanted, but that will save charities thousands of dollars a year. We put in a positive page because no matter what happens, ETABs are not going to go away. We anticipate them to be here long-term for a long, long time. And I just want everybody to remember that, for one, there will be zero change to our current link bingo game. ETABs bring us great accountability to the bars and to the charities. There's no counting of the tickets. Prize receipts still start at $600. For the very small footprint, you can give your customers a large variety of ETABs on the iPads. So nothing there. No Schedule Bs to do. There's no odding of the games. There's no storage. So all in all, there's still a lot of things positive about ETABs. We just need to present that out to our customers, because at the end of the day, we still need our customers, your customers, to play ETABs, to support the charities and what you're going to do with your missions, right? So we want them to play them. We want them to feel comfortable about that. So I think it's very, very important that we talk positively about it, because we really don't know what they're going to do. We've been in the charitable gambling industry in Minnesota for 40 years, and have prided ourselves on doing what is best, not only for our company, but also for the charities and industry as a whole. We will not do or agree with anything based solely on short-term benefits. Our industry needs to be around for the next 40 years so charities can continue to help their communities. For sure, our industry is changing, just as it did when they stopped allowing play with checks. Many of you probably don't remember that. When they enacted the smoking ban, lowered payout percentages. It used to be 90%. They lowered it to a maximum of 85%, and many other changes. We will always continue to fight for what is best for charities, while also being able and willing to adapt to the changes in the industry. Like I said before, Allied Charities, they've been going around Minnesota doing these town halls, which we support. We think it's a great thing if we can turn things around and get it back. Just not confident that can happen, and we have to be prepared. So the next one is January 24th in Rochester. You can see the address and so forth there. And then follow that up is going to be February 8th. They'll be at the Anoka Legion. I hope that everybody can take time to participate in that and get involved. I think this is a year that's very critical that we're involved with the direction of what we're going to do. Really, that's what we want to talk about before. So now I stop sharing. I want to show you, for example, one of the things that we've been working on. This is our platform. We represent Diamond Games. And one of the games that we have currently is called Seven Diamonds. And I just wanted to show you one of the things that has been approved. So if you can see on the screen here, this is what? Can you see it? Yeah, it's right here. Oh. So this is currently the way this game is played under the old rules. So when you hit play, for example, it just opens automatically. Okay. So it just goes like that. Now, we do have this game approved. And this is a game that has been approved with the open all feature gone. So again, let me launch it. So this is the way the new game would play. So you have to push the button each time, but you can push it pretty fast, and you can also do that, right? So that is really the change. I don't anticipate that's going to hurt sales very much. But, you know, like I said, we don't know, and nobody knows. So I just want everybody to just kind of look at it as a positive thing. I think we can do both things at the same time. I think we can work really hard to try to fix the damage that the legislature potentially has done, and go positively forward, supporting the new games, whatever they are. So I think that's all the presentation that we have. I do have some questions. The first one is, can we get a copy of this presentation? Yes, it is being recorded. I'm not sure how we're going to get it out to you. Alex will email how that goes out. I'm not sure. That's above my pay grade, so I'm not really sure. So we know, yeah, and we know that your time is very valuable. So I'm guessing there are some questions. Will the new games include bonus plays? Currently, the rule is that there will be no bonus plays. Bonus plays will be gone. So I guess the best way that I can answer is that bonus plays will be gone as we know them today. Maybe I can elaborate a little bit. We are trying to do some innovative, interactive type play with the games, which we think we can, but nothing's been approved by the state of Minnesota yet. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please ask. What?
In the chat or?
Yeah, either type them in the chat or text 612-802-3671. Okay, so question is, with bonuses gone, will the gameplay be paying out more frequently? I can't say that for sure. Bonuses is just the way that the current system is. Bonuses are a way to deliver the money. They're all 85%. So the pay structures, the pay schedules, I don't anticipate will change very much. It's just the way that the money is delivered, right? So it'll be faster. The games will play faster than they do now. It won't have spinning reels. Um, so I don't know that they'll pay out more frequently, but the percentage will, and the winning ratio will remain pretty much the same. But rather than going through, you pick window, this window, this window, or this window, it'll just give you the amount of money that you want. So like in our system, we have a lot of games or newer games that has a bypass button. It would be just like that as if players hit the bypass. The graphics will be crystal clear. There will be some animation. I'm 100% confident there will be some animation within the game, possibly the way they open and so forth. But so we're pretty optimistic. All right. Any other questions? Oh, what does it say? Oh, can you go back to the dates at the beginning of the presentation? Okay, you should be able to see it now. The new standards is the open hall feature. Like I said, no bonus plays. But that's not until January 1, 2025. And like I said, Allied Charities, EGG, are working very hard to try to get that either delayed. Rescinded would be the best. Nobody likes change, and we're on board with that. But regardless of, it's important that you tell all of your customers and so forth that the games that are on can stay on until December 31st, 2024. That date will not change. Okay, the question is there any way to play both Etabs and bingo on a split screen at the same time? Some people say bingo is too slow for them. Currently, the rules do not allow that split screen, but that would be something maybe that we could get back in the rules. So, but right now that is not allowed. Also, it would be nice to able to purchase more bingo cards once you do. That is something that we've talked to our manufacturer about. I think that is something that can happen. The concern, and I'm going to be very brutally honest with everybody. So the concern, because when we talk about it, our concern is that if you can add money after you're in it, that everybody will just start with $2 and then they'll see how much play there is before they add. So even though it sounds good on the front end, it may make smaller pots and actually be a negative. So we're just watching that very carefully, discussing it, but it's something that can be done. And it's something that I'll bring up to the manufacturers actually tomorrow. I have another question. Oh no. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me or text me. Even after today, right? If you have some, Alex has been doing really good, putting stuff out on Facebook and social media. We'll email you back. We have everybody that was in the chat room now, your email. So if there's a question that comes across the group, we'll send it back out, the question and the answer back out to everybody. Like I said, we're trying to be as transparent, as positive as we can, with understanding that we don't want to change. We want to beat it back as much as anybody does. But we're trying to be realistic that I don't know that the government will do that, to be honest. So we want to be prepared when January comes. You're not just throwing 20 new games that nobody's seen before. Anybody else got any questions? I think I answered them all. Whoop. Okay, can we get more tablets in a smaller bar? The max of 6 stinks. I completely agree with you. I think that will be a big challenge. Currently, the rule is 200 or less, 6 devices, 201 or more, 12 devices. So, and patios do not count. Okay. So we tell people, like, if you don't know, a lot of people don't know how big there is. What we need to prove that is a letter from your fire marshal or whatever, say that you can see 201 person. Now it doesn't, and it goes by square footage, not by necessarily by seats. So if there's any questions about that, feel free to call me and we can tell you, yeah, at least if it's 201, at least and I can't speak for the other platforms or the other distributors, we do not have a problem. Our manufacturer has no problem with, I mean, we want to use common sense and not, have a bar that holds 4 people, give them 12 tablets, doesn't make sense. But if it makes sense, we will do it for sure. Okay. Another question is, will new games out earlier than January 1st so customers can get used to them? Yes. So we are in the works of doing it right now, to be honest with you. Manufacturers are working very hard with the Gambling Control Board to find out what the parameters are. We want to make sure that we come up with the best games that they will allow us to, which is a little bit of we're trying to find out what they'll allow us, how far they'll allow us to go, I guess is the best way to put that. And I think they're working hard with us, with the manufacturers. I do think there's a joint effort to try to make the games enjoyable for the customers while satisfy Congress and the rules that they passed. So we're doing the best that we can. We're really trying hard to make this a positive impact. And as going forward, please return that survey. Let us know how it went today. If you want more of them and so forth. So I just got a question. I think as sellers, we can do a lot more to make this work for all of us. And I couldn't agree with you more. I think approaching it with a realistic, positive attitude will help. Because irregardless, if the rules stay the way they are, we need support by the bar owners, we need support by the customers, and mostly the sellers, right? We need the sellers to say, these aren't so bad. Try them. Anything that they can do. I really disappointed a little bit that we've heard so much clutter about how bad they're going to be before we saw them. There'll be plenty of time to critique it after they're out. I just think it's dangerous to continually say how bad they're going to be when we don't know what the impact will be. I agree with Allied Charities on trying to push it back. I think they're doing the right thing. I just don't want to go out and tell people that they're going to be bad because we don't know that. So I don't want to take up, I got one more. Are there stats out there that says how many people bypass the bonus now? There are. So 3 Diamond and our platform, about a year ago, we started producing games that have a bypass feature. Those of you that have played ours games know that there's a bypass feature that if you go into the bonus, rather than go through the bonus, you can just hit bypass. And it's about a fourth of the time, average, right? On the $5 player, they bypass the bonus more than that. What's more interesting is that you only go into the bonus about 3% of the time. So is it great? Yes. Do people love bonuses? Yes. Is it a great deal of play? Not as much as most people think. So that's another reason we're confident that we can make this. We're confident we can make this work. If Congress just digs in and just will not negotiate with us at all, or with Allied Charities. So, all right. So I want to thank everybody for your questions. They've been great questions. Hopefully we cleared up some things tonight. So I appreciate it very much. I think we can end it.
Text you, email questions.
Yeah, but if you think of something after we get off the phone or off of the Zoom that you want to answer, just send it to us, email it to us. We'll answer it all tomorrow, and we'll get it taken care of. So, so together we're going to make this work. Thank you for your time and good evening. Thank you so much for attending.